Hey everybody, Adam Payne here, coming at you from Japan with Beers with Adam. It's about 6:30 p.m. Family are out, so I've cooked myself up some Chinese gyoza, and I've got some Korean soup over here and some spicy sauce that I'm going to dip the gyoza in. But the main point of this video is not to talk about my dinner, but to go over a product called Outsource Kingpin, which is the second OTO of Content Kingpin. So in the first video we reviewed Content Kingpin. The second video, the one before this, was Tube Kingpin. This is the third and final product of the funnel called Outsource Kingpin. So you can gather by the name what it's all about. I'll take you through the product in a little second. I will say that this retails at $77. Just move my soup before I spill it. So for 77 bucks, to some of you it may be a little bit pricey. This is my take on it. It's great value for money, but it isn't for everybody, because not all people are at the stage right now where you're ready to outsource stuff. And if that's not you, if outsourcing is something that, is a little bit far in the future, just forget this video. Give me a thumbs up because I'm a nice guy anyway. But just you don't need Outsource Kingpin. But if you're like me, I've got staff at the moment and I hire people for specific jobs as well. Or if you're at the stage where you've got a lot on your plate and you can afford $300 to $400 a month, because I think when you're paying somebody to get going, $100 a week is a reasonable amount to pay for somebody, say, that's in the Philippines to do specific jobs. It can be a little bit higher if it's a programmer or somebody with really good skills. But for a general VA or administrative work or basic graphics work, WordPress work, $100 a week is fine. And that's for full time, that's for 8 hours a day. But I do know from my own experience that hiring people can be not as easy as you think, because people are sometimes fantastic in interviews, and then my experience with people in the Philippines has not been perfectly great. I mean, perfectly great, does that even make sense? I've had people get sick quite a lot. And I think that's a problem with people if you don't keep them motivated, or if you try and give them too much stuff, they just kind of lose interest. And I think I've been guilty of that. I think I've hired people and I've just expected them to be great at everything, which is not fair. I've often hired people and after a week or so I've run out of stuff to give them, purely because I'm doing it all myself, because I found it hard I still find it hard to let go, because I know what needs to be done. I know how I like it, and sometimes it's difficult when you've got that feeling or that opinion of what needs to be done. Other people do it differently because maybe you don't communicate it well enough. There's a whole bunch of things that goes into it, but you do need to outsource if you want to take your game to the next level at some point. So if you're at that stage where you need to outsource or you're on the edge, then I think this course is going to be very, very good, because it takes you through a really, really good process. So we've got the overview of the course, hiring funnel, interviewing and hiring, training people, managing, scaling, and some case studies. So let me just click on this one, the hiring funnel, for example. And all these little mini courses are set out the same way. They're video trainings, they're all logical, clear order. I like the way that these guys organise their membership sites, because it makes perfect sense. We can see here that we've got section 1, the setup, section 2, an example funnel. So let's just click on here, job posting, and we can view the lesson. And we can see that this video, we press play here. We've got the HD button here in case the video is not clear. They have their own player, and I've found that sometimes this player can take a little bit of a while to load up. But look, 21 minutes on the right way of doing all of these things, posting jobs. Now you might think, well, posting jobs are easy. I just go onto a website and I say I want A, B, and C, blah, 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 and people will come to you. I know from experience there's a right way and wrong way of doing every little process of the hiring funnel, because you're dealing with people from different cultures. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that will not read your posting clearly, so there are different things you can say on your posting to ensure people read your postings. Let's go back and let's actually check something completely different. Like canned responses. You'll get a lot of those when you start to hire people. Let's go back to something different, and we'll go to the content again, and the interviewing course. So we click on this, interviewing and hiring, and you can see you've got 4 lessons in here. Ways of rejecting people, interviewing people. So I'm going to be perfectly honest, I've not been through the majority of this product, but I'm looking forward to it, because I know this is, for me, a problem that I've had in finding the right people. And you've got to there's so much to it. You've got to find the right people, you've got to keep them motivated, you've got to be clear, you've got to deal with different cultures, and it can be quite testing, especially when you're just letting go and giving some part of your business to somebody else. But you definitely need to hire people if you're at that level, because whether it's for graphics, and I mean, these people for $100 a week, 8 hours a day, they can do stuff that you can't. I mean, I'm not very good with graphics, so I can hire somebody with graphics or video editing, or just virtual assistant work, or content curation, research, odd jobs, programming, tech support. I mean, you want to get plugin. If you're not very good with plugins and WordPress, you can get a WordPress gig or WordPress. Hire somebody out for your WordPress sites. There's so much you can do. You can hire out SEO professionals, anything. But I do agree with what these guys kind of saying in this course, that there is a methodology to it, and you do need to get that down. So if outsourcing is where you're at right now, or perhaps you do have an extra $300 or $400 that you can afford to spend on hiring a virtual assistant or a staff, I highly, highly recommend picking up something like this, because it's going to just give you a clear process of how to get from A to B and hire the right person and keep them in your company. If it's not for you, of course, or you're just getting started, or you've not got the funds to pay for an outsourcer, completely forget about it. Focus on the first 1 or 2 products. Okay, cheers. There'll be links below to go to the Beers with Adam site and to learn more. Speak to you soon.